Welcome to Tech Confidential's Behind the Money. I'm Kathleen Flynn, and I'm at the EconAds event in New York, talking with Rafat Ali, who's the founder of paidcontent.org. This is going to be an interesting day today. What are some of the trends that you're seeing? We're going to be talking about online advertising and who's making money.
Right. Thanks for having me here. A lot of discussion will be about strategic issues in online advertising, and what we mean by that is what are the areas in the online advertising industry where it is rife for disruption. So that means there's VC money flowing in. And then on the other hand, what are some of the bigger companies doing, buying out some of these companies that are there? So VC and M&A perspective, that's the filter that we're going to be. But then it'll be discussions about things like ad networks, what are traditional publishers doing in online, what are social media advertising issues, what are some of the companies that are big in this space, for instance, Glam that is doing a lot of stuff in it, Federated Media is another online ad network that's doing a lot of stuff in it. So a lot of these issues we'll touch on in the next 5 hours.
And what's going on with ad networks? I mean, that's a big topic this year. What are some of the trends that you see?
Well, I mean, first, ad networks. Just themselves.
Yeah.
And everybody's starting an ad network. There's a lot of talk about what it does to the industry overall in terms of does it devalue inventory over the long term? Is it best for publishers to sell off their remnants to ad networks? What kind of inventory? What terms? Then there are things like ad exchanges where you put up your inventory for people to bid. So there's a lot of trends happening there. Then how do you optimize, if you as a publisher are using 3 or 4 ad networks, how do you optimize such that you give the best inventory, you get the best money out of each inventory?
So that's the point of view from the content providers, but what about the advertisers? How are they receiving the ad networks? Is it what they want?
Not particularly, because in some senses it devalues the creative value of what they're producing, because it's just hit everything, whatever sticks to the wall kind of attitude with some of the ad networks. And also CPMs are on the lower side, so it's not best for them. But they are working, a lot of them are doing some creative campaigns with some of the ad networks like FM, which buys across a bunch of blogs. So some of the bigger companies like Intel, HP, Cisco, mainly on the tech side, they're doing some custom campaigns with FM across their blog. So there's some of those interesting stuff happening beyond just ad networks, which is impressions as money as you can get.
And the ad networks as companies are evolving as well.
Yeah.
What's happening with them that you see?
Well, I mean, my thinking is that what's going to happen is that as they realize that inventory gets locked up by various competing ad networks, where do they go? And these are sites that they don't own. So a lot of these will start buying some of these smaller blogs, sites that they sell ads across. It's already happening with a company called Atomic Online, which owns this company called Chinos, based in LA. So they've rolled up a bunch of smaller sites, very small sites, but it all adds up. They've done, in the last 2 weeks, they announced 5 small sites that they bought. People.com just bought this celebrity mom blog, which actually used to be part of another ad network. So as you will see, what will happen is that a lot of these ad networks will dip their toes, see how the inventory is doing across some of these sites. If some of them are doing very well, those are easy candidates to then buy. Mm-hmm. So I think some of those experimentations will happen. I mean, a lot of these ad networks have raised a huge amount of money. I mean, Federated raised $50 million or something like that. Glam has raised about $100 million. So all of this is to expand into various other categories as well as do acquisitions. I mean, I know for a fact that FM is hiring somebody on the M&A side to look at these things.
Speaking of hiring, there's a little bit of news today. Dave Morgan has a new job, and also Glam Media has picked up somebody from Chinos.
Yeah. Dave Morgan, who was the founder of Dakota, 24/7 Real Media, 24/7, and before that, Dakota was bought by AOL, and then he left. He just joined Tennis Channel, which owns tennis.com, Tennis Channel, and a bunch of other properties as their chairman, and which is an interesting move. I mean, we would have expected him to stay in online advertising. I guess he'll now come at it from a publisher's perspective. And then from the Glam side, they just hired away the the CEO of She Knows
Right.
to launch their family channel. So beyond their lifestyle, women-focused thing now, they're also adding family. So Samir is here. He's going to speak. Dave is here. He's going to speak.
Dave Morgan's going to speak. We're going to talk to him later as well.
Okay. And then, so yeah, it's just timely that all these news came out.
Last question, other news, Yahoo, Microsoft. There are a number of people here who are involved one way or another.
3 people here who are involved in the discussions, either from the banking side or from the corp dev side. And
think they'll talk about it?
Well, they've said try not to ask us questions, and guess what we'll do? We'll ask them those questions. So, yeah, I mean, a lot of activity there. It's at this point, nobody knows really what will happen. I mean, I think it'll probably drag on for a while. Meanwhile, Yahoo will try and keep doing its thing.
Do you have a bottom line prediction before I let you go?
A bottom line?
Yeah, I mean, is the deal going to come through? Will Microsoft get Yahoo in the end?
Yeah, in the end, I think so. It may take a few months. It may take second half of the year for them to realize the economy is slowing down. This is going to be bad for Microsoft to then come back in at 31, 32 and say, take it or leave it.
All right. Thank you, Rafat Ali from paidcontent.org. And thank you for watching Tech Confidential's Behind the Money. I'm Mary Kathleen Flynn from the EconAds Show.